Hello and welcome to this extraordinary two-part conversation on Walk the Talk. What is this story? This story goes back more than 4 decades. 12 Indian Air Force pilots lodged in a Pakistani prisoner of war camp near Rawalipindi became friends. Some were strangers, some knew each other, but ultimately hatched a great conspiracy, a virtuous conspiracy of escape. And 3 of them did escape. They dug a tunnel and escaped, only to be caught 4 miles away from Afghanistan border. Now, a wonderful writer, Faith Johnston, has put together their story in a book called 4 Miles to Freedom. She's an Air Force wife. And I'm privileged today to have 2 of the ringleaders and escapees of that group, the bad boys. Group Captain Dilip Parulkar and Wing Commander Grewal.
Nice meeting you, sir. Nice meeting.
Wonderful to see you. Sir, I think you fighter pilots get used to calling everybody sir. Even when you shoot somebody, you say sir.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Good manners.
Just before we shoot.
Just before you shoot him. And you had an experience with 65.
That's right.
You were shot in 65 also and 71. So you're a chosen one.
Yeah, but I make a differentiation between the two.
Huh.
In 65, I was shot up.
Shot up.
And in 71, I was shot down.
Yes. So 65, you were flying a Hunter.
Yes.
And you took a bullet in your shoulder.
Shoulder.
Which one?
In my right shoulder.
Right shoulder.
Yes.
And decided not to eject.
That's right.
Which was a good decision.
In spite of the leader being after me to eject. Because he thought whether I'll be able to land back in. But I disobeyed orders, so to say, and landed the aeroplane back in Halwara.
And I believe later it was found that the bullet had cut your parachute cord.
Had I ejected, I would have hit the ground at about 400 miles an hour.
So you lived a charmed life. Yeah. And then what happened in 71? You were flying a Sukhoi.
Yes. That time, the aeroplane did not give me any chance, no second chance. When I got the bullets in my aeroplane, it went out of control. It is my great fortune that it pitched upwards because we do all our fighting at about 100 meters or so. Right. Had it pitched downward, there would have been no time.
Right.
But because it
and
pitched
it's a big
upwards,
plane.
Yes, it's a huge plane and I had no control over it. So therefore no choice but to pull the handle for ejecting.
And where was this?
This was, our target was just east of Lahore at that time. It was a radar station which was giving us a lot of trouble. So we had to knock it out, which we did during this raid. But I was left behind by the formation.
You were left behind. and the rest is the story. Yeah. And Gary, sir. Every Grewal in the Air Force is Gary.
Yeah, that's right.
So I can presume you are Gary.
Yeah, that's it.
You were flying a Sukhoi as well in
right.
71.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I was with 32 Squadron, operating out of Amritsar.
32 and 26,
yeah.
if I remember correctly.
And in fact, the tail of my CO's aeroplane is lying in your museum, Air Commodore Mangat.
Right, Mangat, yes. In fact, we'll see it.
He's no more.
This is the Air Force Museum.
Yeah. And in fact, that is exactly at the same time that I was flying with Air Marshal Bhatia and Tambe, whose picture is here.
Right.
And we were...
Whose wife was a badminton champion.
Damayanti.
And there have always been some stories about...
Yes. I have met her so many times.
Yes.
In fact, I was even interviewed by Barka Dutt about did we meet him there, but we never saw him.
Right.
And we were running in from a place called Chicha Watni towards the airfield called Shorecoat Road. It's named after their pilot called Rafiki.
Rafiki, yes. And who was shot down in 65.
In 65.
At Halwara.
Died over Halwara. And as we were running in, this was my second mission of the day. One was in the morning where we had successfully attacked the same airfield when my aeroplane, I was number 4 in this formation. And number 4 normally takes the maximum as far as ACAC is concerned.
Yes, because by that time, gunners have all...
Gunners are gone. The early aeroplanes informed them that, that there's another guy coming. So I got hit while running in.
Right.
And as Dilip put it, the aeroplane pitched up. In fact, I was in the process of pitching up to get into a dive when I lost control over it because my hydraulics got hit. And I had no choice but to eject. So I ejected out, and as true to its tradition, the Sukhoi seat is marvelous.
It is rocket resistant.
It's a K-13 seat, named K-13. It's a beautiful seat. Even the Western world has recognized.
The ejection seat.
Ejection seat I'm talking about. Worked absolutely flawlessly, and I landed on the ground, no injuries, and absolutely fit and fine. But thereafter beaten up by the villagers, which is a different story altogether.
And that was your experience as well?
Yeah, the villagers don't spare you. They hit you, kick you, take away your items. They were looking for my revolver, my watch, if I had anything else, everything. But fortunately, I was like about a mile from the airfield, maybe less than a mile. So the Air Force people came. They rescued me from the villagers and asked me to stand up. I stood up. I had some injuries from the villagers. They handcuffed me, blindfolded me, marched me to the airfield. And there I was interrogated. I think it was the base commander from his language.
Yes.
The questions he was asking sounded like the base commander. But that was like 10 minutes. Within 10, 15 minutes, I was once again hogtied, blindfolded, and in a jeep. And I was overnight driven to Rawalipindi.
So tell me, where are these, did you have, when you went to prisoner of war camp, did you think you'll be tortured? Did you think you'll be subjected to third degree, treated badly?
Are you talking of Lalpur?
Yes.
Now called Firozabad.
Yes. When you
Faisalabad.
Faisalabad.
Yes. When you were first taken
Yes.
as POWs, what were the apprehensions?
No, taken to Faisalabad or taken to Rawalipindi?
No, taken to your first camp.
That was
Rawalipindi.
Rawalipindi. Faisalabad, then everybody was together. Then I see a picture of you watching a Janmashtami performance by
That's right.
Army POWs.
Yeah.
That was when we came back.
Right.
Yeah.
No, the first impression in the camp is that you will be tortured, questioned.
We were expecting.
That's expected. How much it is and how good or bad they are, it comes with time.
But it wasn't that bad.
But no.
No,
You
it
see,
was
there was
certainly
no like physical beating or, making you bend down or very, otherwise physically abuse you or something. No. It was just questioning, standing in the corner. In the morning, he'll come at like 8 o'clock. Gary, will you like to have a cup of tea? Yes, sir, I'd love to have it. That cup of tea will never come. So, like...
So it's psychological.
Psychological.
Torture.
And then keep questioning again and again, same question again and again. And with the hope that you will get tripped, make a wrong answer or
Contradict yourself.
contradict your own answer sooner or later. These things happen.
The typical interrogation techniques. Also, they had a hot and a cold man.
Yeah.
I see.
Doing
A
it.
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, good cop, bad. The good cop used to try to get under your skin and say, I say, that fellow is a terrible chap. Be very careful. He doesn't take prisoners. Don't fool around with him. And he will say, I'm your, you tell me anything.
I'll help
you tell me whatever you like. I will keep it to myself.
In fact, you mentioned names. This is all the dirty dozen that came out of 10.
Then there were 10.
Then they were 10. Because 2 came back earlier because of sickness and wounds. That is
Vikram
Pethia and
Mullah
Feroz, who was not arrested. Who was not arrested is the wrong word. Who was not taken prisoner while flying. He just a case of mixed up navigation.
The indignity of a pilot being caught on the ground.
On the ground, yes.
No, in fact, what happened, he was in a, what do you call it, in a forward air controller.
Yes.
And he mistook the army troops' khaki uniform for Indian
forward air
Railways.
controller consists of an air element, which was he,
Right.
and an army element, which means a jeep and 2 soldiers, and an army officer who knows about the army.
Right.
So this was the team.
Right. And they got caught.
And yes.
And
yes, that's
He was shot in the arm.
So you mentioned names. First of all, that's you.
Yes.
Like Parulkar. Still short of 30. That's you, sir.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes.
That's you. Still smiling.
Thank you.
Both of you. old habits die hard, whether good or bad. And this was the senior-most officer, Commander Coelho, Barry Coelho, and Harish Singh ji, who also escaped with you.
That's right. He's the third one.
The baby of the trio.
Quite right.
Yes.
Right? He's no more now.
No, he's no more.
Right?
he died of natural causes.
And Scotland Jaffa, who I have known for a very long time, he now lives in Faisalabad. I, in fact, had a gas agency there, I remember.
And this is Brother Bhargav.
Yeah.
This is Brother Bhargav, yes.
Brother Bhargav. And
this is
Kuruvilla. And Tejwant, who lives in Delhi also.
Right.
And
Kamat.
this officer also died subsequently of natural causes.
Natural causes.
but he was a wonderful and a great help for us.
Yeah.
So the very positive factor for the escape itself.
Right.
He was badly injured. He had broken both his knees and his
Right.
legs.
I remember
He's
in
in
plaster cast.
plaster.
Yes. Yes.
From the toes to the groin.
I mean, Jaffa, later group captain, also had a spinal injury.
He, Tejwant,
and Cami.
then of course, apna Petia, they were injured badly.
Right.
Plus, you know, when you end up with the civilians,
Right.
how much beating you take, who does what to you, for how
There's
long
no
till you
control
rest,
over it.
there's no control.
Yes.
I remember.
I see the names. Flight Lieutenant Petia. He
Yeah.
went on to become Air Vice Marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy, Pakistani pilot, who in fact came and, as I told you, came and told my CEO that we met Gary there. He was shot down over Amritsar in I think a 104.
104.
And
Second time.
Yeah, and he takes out his revolver, and these very sardars all around him on horses with spears and bare swords, trying to get at him, and he's with a revolver. And Wing Commander Jog, he sent Apte. There's a boy Apte with us in Nats. He sent him, go and tell this guy, but he put his revolver here, otherwise Susie Apte, they're going to really hack him. So he went running, crossed the fence, went inside, and he told the child, give me your revolver, otherwise these guys, you've seen them, they're going to really hack you to pieces.
In the same vein, pilots are issued with a service revolver,
Right.
which is a .38 bore. It's almost a cannon.
I know. It can
It's
drive
almost
I didn't even carry mine.
a hole through somebody's
it's
body.
almost a cannon.
Right.
And because there is no other better place to keep it, I had put it in the lowest pocket of the overall, just above the boot. I think it is my great fortune that in the forces of ejection, and
It fell out.
It tore the pocket and fell out because of the inertia.
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy.
G-force, yes.
I call it my great fortune because it was not found by these people. Otherwise, they would, add
shot
injury
you with
to
your own
insult.
revolver.
Yes. Getting you shot with your own revolver is injury on insult.
And can you imagine a fighter pilot shot with a revolver?
Yes. Can't stand it.
Cannon, missile. So these are all the letters and telegrams that your family received when you were
we didn't notice
the
that.
POW camp. And I see this is Vikram Petia's G-suit that he was wearing. So Indian Air Force has kept these memories. And I think this is a hand-stitched gown that one of you, Tejwant Singh,
Who
made.
had this here?
Tejwant also made it.
I don't remember.
Tejwant says he has made it, I don't know.
Unless he made it up here after coming back.
Yeah, this suitcase was there. He made this suitcase.
I remember.
I think he
By
made
the
it
way,
there.
this G-suit, there is a story with this G-suit.
Right.
This G-suit has inside it, below the waist, a bag. And
Three bags.
It is called G-suit for short. Actually, it is an anti-G suit.
I see.
Huh? So this anti-G suit is when you pull more than one gravity, there is a valve which opens and fills those bags with air. And
They help
filling of the bags squeezes your lower portion
I see.
and prevents the blood from flowing down.
Down, yes.
And therefore it raises your G threshold. And with a higher G threshold, you can fly better, you can fight better.
Dilip sir, thoda hum idiots ke liye, for civilians, explain what is G threshold.
G threshold is...
I know you pull something equivalent of that when your auto rickshaw driver turns.
When you're standing like this, your G is 1. Right. Now, if you double your G, it's 2.
Right.
So when you turn or you pull out of a
centrifugal
dive,
force,
the
which is
centrifugal
throwing
pushes you down.
Right.
So depending on how hard or how tight you pull a turn,
And G stands for
gravity.
Gravity. G stands for gravity.
So basically you're pulling 9G, you're defying the force of gravity 9 times.
Your body weight at that time is 9 times.
Even the aeroplanes are stressed only up to a certain amount of G.
They break up after that.
Otherwise, they buckle up.
Right. And these are your uniforms, which you are supposed to be wearing,
Yeah,
but
this is-
which you got out of to escape.
Yeah, we had salwar kameez on.
Salwar kameez on. And that's also a story of how you got salwar kameez.
Yes, yes.